آفتاب محمدی، ان کو دعوت دیتا ہوں کہ اسٹیج پر آئیں اور کوئی بھی اپنا مسئلہ پر خود مانگتا اگر وہ اپنا مسئلہ ہوتا تو خود ترنت دیتے تھے اور نہیں خود دینے کا وعدہ کرتے تھے. صحیح میں جانا ہے کیونکہ مسئلہ صلی اللہ علیہ خود رنگ دیتے تھے اس لیے صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا برتاؤ کرتے تھے چاہے چھوٹا ہو یا بڑا اور عمر مومن ہو یا جیسے سماج سے تعلق رکھتا ہو سب سے زیادہ کا برتاؤ کرنے کا موقع دیتے تھے. مطلب صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے فرمایا جو لوگوں کو قربان نہیں کرتا اللہ نے قربان نہیں کرتا. بخاری مسلم. محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے فرمایا پورے کام سے ہرگز مومن نہیں ہو سکتے جب تک کہ آپس میں ایک دوسرے سے تعلقات بنانے والے تک ایک ساتھ رہتے ہیں. ساتھیوں میں سمیہ خورشید مدرسہ محمدیہ کی امنہ سے طالبہ آپ کے سامنے کچھ لفظ شائع کرنا چاہتے ہیں جس کا موضوع زبان پر مبنی ہے. اس میں جو غلطی ہوگی میں ایک طالبہ کی حیثیت سے معذرت خواہ ہوں. میں نے ابھی آپ کے سامنے محمد کی ایتھیک نمبر 1 کی تلاوت کی جس کا ترجمہ اس طرح ہے ہر عیب تلاش کرنے والے تانا دینے والے
طالبات خوشی سمیر محمدی جو آپ کے سامنے دنیا و کراہیت الموت کے ٹاپک پر اپنی اسپیچ کر رہی تھی. اب میں مدرسہ محمدیہ کے طالبہ رقیہ عبدالرحمن محمدی کو دعوت دیتا ہوں کہ اسٹیج پر آئیں اور ان کی تقریر کا عنوان ہے صرف قرآن و سنت ہی کی اتباع کیوں.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. نحمد و نصلی علی امام الانبیاء والمرسلین اما بعد. قال اللہ تعالی فی القرآن الکریم اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. اتبعوا ما انزل الیکم من ربکم ولا تتبعوا من دونه اولیاء قلیلا ما تذکرون. سورہ اعراف آیت نمبر 3. محترم بزرگوں، معزز اساتذہ کرام، سامعین و سامعات، میں رقیہ عبدالرحمن مدرسہ محمدیہ کے طالبہ آپ کے سامنے
سنت بھی کی اتباع کرو، کیونکہ اس کے بغیر چارہ ہی نہیں ہے۔ اللہ رب العالمین نے اسی کی اتباع کے تعلق سے قرآن مجید کے اندر بے شمار آیات ذکر کیا ہے، جس میں سے چند آیات میں آپ کے سامنے رکھتا ہوں۔ اتبعوا ما انزل الیکم من ربکم ولا تتبعوا من دونه اولیاء۔ اللہ رب العالمین ارشاد فرماتا ہے تم اس کی اتباع کرو جو اللہ رب العالمین نے نازل کیا ہے، ولا تتبعوا من دونه اولیاء، اور اس کی اتباع مت کرو جن کو تم لوگوں نے بنا کر رکھا، اپنے اولیاء، اپنے دوست، اپنے باپ، اپنے امام، جو قرآن حدیث سے ہٹ کر اپنی اتباع کروانا چاہ رہے ہیں، ان کی اتباع نہ کرنے کے بارے میں اللہ رب العالمین نے قرآن حدیث کے اندر ارشاد کیا ہے۔ تو ہم سبھی کو قرآن اور حدیث کی ہی اتباع کرنی چاہیے اور اسی پر ہی عمل کرنا چاہیے۔ اب میں ایک چھوٹی اور بہت ہی پیاری بچی جو گھوسیاں سے آ رہی ہے، زنیرہ توفیق محمدی، اس کو میں دعوت دیتا ہوں، چھوٹی سی نظم آپ کے سامنے رکھنا چاہتی ہے، اس کے حوصلہ کے لیے بھی آپ لوگ دعا کریں اور حوصلہ افزائی کریں۔ ماشاءاللہ پیاری بچی کے تتلاتے ہوئے زبان بہت ہی پیاری معقول نظم بھی ہے، یہاں پر بھی ہے، اور کٹرا پٹواری کے پیچھے مسجد محمدی میں بھی وہ رک سکتے ہیں۔ اب میں آخر میں مدرسہ محمدیہ کے انگلش لرننگ کورس کے ٹیچر شیخ عبدالعظیم سر کو میں دعوت دے رہا ہوں وہ اسٹیج پر آئے، اور ان کا ٹاپک ہے انٹروڈکشن آف اسلام۔
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله، أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. First of all, I start with the name of Allah, who is the most beneficent, benevolent and merciful. All praise is only and only for Allah Rabbul Alamin, who has created this whole universe, different creatures, including human beings and different varieties of species. After that, compliment is for our last prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to whom Allah sent on this beautiful planet which is known as Earth, to guide human beings for showing us the correct and right way by which we can live up to the heaven, and everyone wants to go in the heaven. After that, I would like to say thanks to my brother Mr. Sheikh Abdullah Muhammadi, who invited me on this stage before you to tell some lines on the topic of Islam and introduction. Before commencing my speech, I would like let you know to all of you my own introduction. My name is Abdul Aziz, son of Muhammad Ghulam Rabbani. I am teacher in profession. I have been a member of IITC from last 7 years. Last year, in 2015, I joined Madrasa Muhammadiyah for teaching in English learning course classes. There, I teach to all children as well as adults. There is no discrimination among the students, either male or Muslim or male or non-Muslims. We invite and welcome to all the children, all the adult persons who want to learn this language. There we teach speaking, reading, writing, vocabulary, and all things related to the language. As we know that nowadays English becomes very popular for all of us. Through this language we can communicate to other persons who live in other countries. We can share our feelings, we can exchange our ideas through this international language. So in my opinion, everyone should try to learn this language, because we teach very less charge, only 50 rupees per month, and it is also only those persons who can afford it. If you have any problem, if you can't afford that much money also, so you can tell our president, Mr. Sheikh Mushfiq Muhammadi, who is founder of IITC and also president. He can deduct or reduce the fees of the student. Without taking too much time now, I would like to come on my topic, that is introduction of Islam. Today, before you, I will try to tell authentic and true learning of Islam. That Islam which is stand on its merit. Actually, more than 1/5 population of the world is Muslim, but after that, Islam is misunderstood and misrepresented, especially by Western society. In our society it is also, but in Western society it is more. So I will try to represent the authentic teaching of Islam before you. What is Islam? The first thing. Islam is an Arabic word, and the meaning of Islam is surrender or submission, total submission to Allah. One who submits to Allah, that person is known as Muslim. Otherwise, by name only we can be Muslim, but in true sense we cannot be a Muslim in front of the eyes of Allah. If we surrender our all wishes, if we work, if our deeds are going according to the Islam, according to the words of our Prophet, according to the words of Quran, if we work, so we can say that we are Muslims. Otherwise, there is no right to us to be a Muslim. And if we are Muslim, so we cannot be true Muslim. True Muslim is Mu'min. We cannot be Mu'min. Islam is not that religion which is shown by media, which we listen from non-Muslims. We cannot. Actually, there are 6 faiths for a Muslim person. These are 6 true faiths for us. Then only we can be Muslim. And these 6 faiths, the person who do not follow, that person cannot be Muslim. Which are these 6 faiths? These 6 faiths are: first, believe in Allah. Believe in Allah Rabbul Alamin. It is the first faith. These are articles. Second article, second belief is the belief in His prophets and messengers. Third one is belief in His book. Fourth one is belief in His angels. Fifth one is belief in the day of judgment, that is day of resurrection. And the last one is that is belief in Allah's divine decree. These 6 articles, these 6 faiths are very important for a Muslim person. If I say that I am a Muslim person, so I must believe in these 6 articles, in these 6 beliefs, in these 6 pillars. This shows that you are a moving person. Otherwise, you only say that I am Muslim, my name is Abdul Aziz, my name is Abdul Rahman, my name is Abdullah. By name you cannot be a Muslim. You have to believe in this 6 articles, in this 6 pages. Then you are a Muslim. First thing is that you believe in Allah. How you have to believe? Everyone believes in Allah. No one can say that I do not believe in Allah. Everyone says that I believe in Allah. If I ask a non-Muslim person, that non-Muslim person also says that I believe in Allah. Allah is there. Allah has created all the things, all the planets, whole universe, whole galaxy. Everything is created by Allah Rabbul Alamin. Every person knows. Either Muslim or non-Muslim, there is no change. There is no doubt in this matter. But how we have to believe in Allah? Only by telling that I believe in Allah? We have to do our work. We have to show our deeds according to the word of Quran. Because Allah sent His book Quran, so we have to follow that book. That is belief in Allah. Means we abide and we follow the words of Allah Rabbul Alamin. And it is only by following this, what is the Quran to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came. There is no specific number, fixed number of prophets, fixed number of hours, fixed number of preceptors. But we can say that there are thousands of prophets, because it is told by our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that in this era, means from Adam alayhi salam to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, many messengers, many prophets came, and they have spread the same message of monotheism to all human beings, to all humanity, that you worship only of Allah Rabbul Alamin, you can't worship of any other creation. It is his message. All prophets have given the same message. But we can't follow the path of those prophets, those messengers who came before Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Allah Rabbul Alamin has given us order that we have to follow the path of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Actually, those prophets, those preceptors, those prophets, those messengers were only for that part of the earth where they came. They have limited knowledge, and that knowledge is for that time, for the people of that time. But Islam was not built. Islam was not completed at that time. When Islam was completed, it was completed when Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came, and in his whole life, he described what Allah Rabbul Alamin. So any message, if Allah Rabbul Alamin wants to give to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so he always used his angel Jibreel alayhi salam, and Jibreel alayhi salam gave this message to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam spread this message among his companions. And by this we can understand that this Islam is true, because Allah Rabbul Alamin said that now Islam is fulfilled and you have to follow only this Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam up to the day of judgment. Means there is no any prophet will come again after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In this era, we cannot say that any other prophet will come or there is any change will be occur in future. There is no doubt that anything will be changed in Islam. But if it changes, if we actually the main things are done, the changes are done by Muslim leaders. So if any Muslim leader tells us that this thing is given in Islam, that you have to go in shrine, if you go there, if you demand for anything, if you practice there, so that person will, as a messenger, he will help you. He is intermediary, which is strictly prohibited. Intermediary is not there. Allah Rabbul Alamin says in Quran, "Qul lillahi shifa'un jamia." Means there is no intermediary. If you want anything, you directly ask me. What is the need of asking to other persons? What is the need of asking to those who are buried in their graves? They cannot give you even a single rupee. They can't do anything for you. Now, next thing, after believing in Allah, second one which I told you, believe in prophets and messengers. Third thing is believe in his books. Believe in his books means believe in all books which came and sent by Allah Rabbul Alamin on this earth. But we have to practice only Quran, because it is the last book which came upon Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it is the last book. We have to follow the words of only Quran. We cannot follow the words of any other book. Many other messengers, prophets also came, and Allah Rabbul Alamin his books to them also. For example, Torah, Zabur, Injil, these books also sent by Allah Rabbul Alameen on this earth. But we cannot practice them. We cannot say that it is true because many persons have attended it, many teachers are there, so we cannot follow that thing. But Quran is the book which is not attended because Allah Rabbul Alameen has self-protected this Quran. And Allah Rabbul Alameen has given open challenge to all humans, to all human beings up to the day of judgment. You cannot make even a single chapter which is like Quran. It is for all human beings. Before 1400 years, Allah Rabbul Alameen has sent this word in Quran that it is my open challenge to all human beings that you cannot make even a single chapter of the Quran. You can, and the single chapter of Quran is only of 3 verses. Means any human being say that we are very minded person, we are very brilliant person, we are very talented person, we are very intelligent person. If you are intelligent, if you are talented, if you are brilliant, so make a single chapter like Quran. You cannot make it. Up to the day of judgment, it is open challenge by Allah Rabbul Alameen. And Allah Rabbul Alameen self-protected this Quran. You cannot edit it, you cannot mix anything in this book. So we have to follow only this book. Whatever is written in Torah, Zabur, Injil, we cannot say that it is true words because there is adulteration. But in Quran there is no adulteration because it was self-protected by Allah Rabbul Alameen. So we should believe, we should read, and we will get reward. Allah Rabbul Alameen knows only how much reward He will provide us, and He will send us in hell or heaven. It is only the decision of Allah Rabbul Alameen. He knows what's our wish, what's our desire. Actually, if we want to commit any good thing, if we have desire, I am giving an example. If I have desire that now I will pray 5 times namaz every day, I will give charity to the needy persons, I will pay my alms, yearly alms, that is zakat, I will follow the path of a prophet. It is only my desire, it is only my wishes. I have thought in my mind only. I have not carried out it. I have not done it practice in real life. And before it, I did. I am giving you an example that before it, I did. It happens with me anything and I did. But Allah Rabbul Alameen is telling that we will reward you. We will give you good things. We will give you marks for your thinking because your thinking is good, so that's why we will reward you. If we have not carried out, after that we will get reward. But if we have thought any negative thing, if our thinking is bad, if I am thinking that I will take 100 rupees money from that person and I will not return to that person, if I snatch this chain, I can have 1,000 rupees. If I steal anything, I can get less of rupees. Only my bad intentions. But I have not done it. I have not carried out. Only my thinking is this. So Allah Rabbul Alameen is telling, if your thinking is bad, if you have bad intention, if you have negative intention, and you have not done it practical life, so I will not punish you. It is the reward of Allah Rabbul Alameen that your thinking is good, Allah will reward you. If your thinking is bad, Allah will not punish you. When you carry it in real life, then Allah Rabbul Alameen will punish you for your bad work. If you only think positive, if you think only good, if you think betterment, so Allah will reward you. It is the concept in Islam, how much Allah Rabbul Alameen loves us. You can understand it by this. And after that, fourth thing which I could believe in angels. Means Jibreel alayhi salam and many other angels are there present on this earth, and they came on this earth with the message of Allah Rabbul Alameen, and they gave this message to all messengers and prophets. This time also, angels are present here. When we say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, after the end of our prayer, after the end of our salat, after the end of our namaz, we say like this. So we give this salam, we bear this salam to our angels who always present with us. So we should believe in angels, that angels are present on this earth. Fifth thing is believe in the day of resurrection, that is the day of judgment. We must believe in the day of judgment, that one day our body again get same position, get same skin in the day of judgment. Today when we die, so everyone buried us in the grave, and after a few years our whole skin, our whole muscle is damaged because microorganisms are present in the soil, they damage the body, they finish, they destroy the human body. But Allah Rabbul Alameen is saying, in the day of judgment I will again give you the same body, I will create you again, and then according to your deeds, according to your work, I will give punishment or I will give reward to you. And the reward of Allah Rabbul Alameen is, He will send us in the heaven. And the punishment of Allah Rabbul Alameen, He will send in the hell. And in my opinion, no one is here on this earth who want to go in the hell. Everyone knows hell is fire place. And heaven is very nice, sweet place. There are rivers, there are luxury things are present, which we only think will be dead. There is no need of doing anything, and that life is forever. That second life, after the day of judgment, you cannot be died. If you go either in hell or heaven, you cannot be died. In hell, if you go there, so when you burn there, again Allah Rabbul Alameen provide you a new body. Then again Allah Rabbul Alameen will burn you. Then third, fourth, many number of times, unlimited times you will be burned there. And if you go in heaven after your death, after the day of judgment, you will get reward and you will enjoy your whole life where there is no end. So my brothers, you should try to go according to the path of Islam, according to the path of Quran, according to the words of our Prophet, which is written in Hadith. So you can achieve real peace, tranquility, and heaven also. Last thing which I told you, that believe in Allah's divine decree. We say that this thing happened with me, that thing happened with me. Allah Rabbul Alameen knows everything. Allah Rabbul Alameen only says be and it happens. There is no need to Allah Rabbul Alameen to do any other thing. Only Allah Rabbul Alameen says be and that happens. What will happen in our future we don't know, but Allah Rabbul Alameen knows what will happen with us. It can be good, it can be bad. We have free will. We cannot discuss more about this topic. We cannot discuss because our Prophet said that we can't discuss. Because anything happened bad to any person, then people say that it is written in your degree, it is written in your luck. That's why this thing happened. So we should not discuss more about it. Actually, according to our thinking, Allah Rabbul Alameen did those things. What we think, nearly that thing happened with us. So we should not discuss more on this degree. But we have free will. I have free will. What's free will? I have my brain, I have my heart. According to it, I can feel, I can think. Allah Rabbul Alameen has given us that this frame, according to this frame you can think and you can live your life, because I have given you opportunity that whatever you want to do in this earth, you can do. I will not punish you here. I will punish you after your death. After the day of judgment, I will decide either you will go in hell or heaven. Allah Rabbul Alamin decide after our death. Allah Rabbul Alamin has given us free will. That's free will. So we can think and we can adopt that thing. If we want to follow the path of monotheism, that is Tawheed, so we will do. If we follow the path of polytheism, that is idolatry, means worship of the creation. The Allah Rabbul Alamin has created this universe. In this universe, many things are present, and we start to worship of those things. For example, some persons worship of sun, some persons worship of moon, many persons worship of trees, many persons worship of other human beings. So it is polytheism, it is disbelief. And if you are a disbeliever, then Allah Rabbul Alamin will punish you. So it is our free will that according to it we can think and we can decide which path we have to follow. Because everything is now in. Before 1400 years, Islam, the real Islam came, means full Islam came in Saudi Arabia, in Makkah, Medina, and in 1 century, only in 1 century, the Islam spread in 3 continents: Asia, Africa, and Europe. In these 3 continents, Islam is spread only in 1 century. So it is spread only by companions of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and other persons who came after companions, to whom we say Sahabi. They came. Now our guest is arrived here, so I have to now break to my words because time is also exceeding. So in the last, I would like to take my words with the wishes that may Allah Rabbul Alamin bless all of us with guidance, and whatever the good word come from my speech is only by Allah Rabbul Alamin, and if there is any error, so it is
Allah Allah Jalla Jalla Jalaluhu, Allah Allah Jalla Jalla Jalaluhu, Allah Allah Jalla Jalla Jalaluhu, Allah Allah Jalla Jalla Jalaluhu. تیرے پاک نام پہ اے خدا میرا تن فدا، میرا من فدا، میری روح فدا، میری جان فدا، میرا باپ اور میری ماں فدا، تیری بندگی میری آرزو. اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ. تیرے در پہ لاکھوں اغنیاں، تیرے در پہ لاکھوں بادشاہ، تو وہ گن گناتے رہے صدا، تیرا بھید پھر بھی نہ کھل سکا. تو ہی جانتا ہے کہ کیا ہے تم. اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ. تو جلال ہے، تو کمال ہے، تو کمال ہے، لا زوال ہے، نہ ہی تیرا اہل و عیال نہیں تیری کوئی مثال ہے، تو ہی اپنی مثال آپ تم۔ اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ۔ میری شان تو، میری آن تو، میری جان تو، ایمان تو، میرا بالا وہم و گمان تو، میری خاموشی اعلان تو، میرا میں بھی تو، میرا تو بھی تو۔ اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ۔ کبھی دشمنوں کی دغا میں تو، کبھی بے نوا کی نوا میں تو، کبھی بے کسوں کی دعا میں تو، کبھی دن کے عہد و ہما میں تو، شہداء کے رنگے حنا میں تو۔ اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ۔ کبھی اسخیا کی سخا میں تو، کبھی دیدہ دل کی ضیا میں تو، کبھی با وفا کی وفا میں تو، کبھی با حیا کی حیا میں تو، کبھی راہبوں کی گھپا میں تو۔ اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ۔ کبھی داعیوں کی اذان میں تو، کبھی مخلصوں کے بیان میں تو، کبھی بے بسوں کی فغا میں تو، کبھی محسنوں کی زبان میں تو، کبھی دل کے سوزے نہا میں تو۔ اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ، اللہ اللہ جل جل جلالہ۔